What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ant once again. Real talk. Real talk consists of facts and truth. Unfortunately for us, we have a president that don't believe in the Constitution, facts, truth, the CIA, the FBI. Anybody that challenges him, he act like he a dictator or a king or something. But he's a president. But he has absolutely no respect for rule of law. I done talked to some of my people in different countries, and they are confounded by how 40% of our country, 40% of our country, after this guy done been in office for 2 years now, his actions speak louder than words. But for 40% of our country, his words matter more than action. To my fellow brothers and sisters that supported Trump, it's not a black and white thing, or it's not a brown and white thing. It's a rich and poor thing. He don't care about you guys just as much as he don't care about us. The difference is rich and poor. It's about money. If you are confused about your president talking about maybe he did or maybe he didn't, nonchalant about someone, a journalist that he hate that tells the truth, he's gonna side with a dictator every single time. If you notice, since he been in office, Trumpsters, all his allies is people like Putin that hate the media, hate anybody that challenge their authority. Dictators, kings, dictators. That's what he is. That's what he wants to be. He can't because he got checks and balances. The only reason why he done survived this long is because he got a Republican Party that done literally bowed down to him. If that was President Obama doing that type of stuff that he's doing, President Obama would have been impeached. And that's just being real. Just because. It's the difference because he's a Republican, white, old ass man, or a young, vibrant black man with common sense. He would have been doomed if he would made the stupid decisions that Trump been made, he done made in the last 2 years that he done been in office. It would have been unheard of for the Republicans to sit back and just be quiet. Like it's all right. It's not all right. He's messing up our whole democracy of it all. Our whole friendships that we didn't have for years with Britain and Germany and France. The list goes on. He done messed up all our relationships with them because he wants to be a dictator. And he cool with Putin, Russia, dictator. The Prince of Saudi Arabia, dictator. Assad, Syria, dictator. That don't even go with American values. And on top of that, how do you disrespect, as the President of the United States, veterans that have served this country they whole half their life, if not more? and disrespect them because they have a difference of opinion of how you think in life. Unlike you, they weren't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They didn't have money, millions of dollars at their exposure like that. Respect the Constitution of America. Served in the military like you didn't do. You accuse President Obama of not serving in the military. Okay, he didn't. You accuse President Obama like he wasn't even American. He wasn't even a citizen. Your people, the zombies that follow you, the uneducated, the ones who refuse to be educated about simple facts, simple truths of the world, or simple truths of America. They claim they patriots, but they really not. You claim you a patriot, but you're really not. When you say that you're a nationalist, you're not a patriot. That's the total opposite of patriotism. Nationalism is the total opposite of patriotism. You don't understand that. Your voters don't even understand that. That's ignorance. That's the blind leading the blind. Educated people understand that. Common sense people understand that. You don't understand it. Your voters, your hardcore voters don't understand it. They said you was caught on videotape saying that the only reason why you ran as a Republican because you know Republican voters is stupid than a motherfucker. You not even a Republican, Trump. You a nationalist. So for the people that say that they Republican and voted for you, they was duped and fooled. Your Republican Party that supports you right now is duped and fooled. So we can't even get stuff done in America right now just because they are scared of your power that you're wielding over them because of the racist and hatred of the 40% of Americans that want their country back. But they so stupid that they don't even understand that they never had the country in the first place. America was built on immigration. The people who did the hard work and built the roads and the highways and the buildings and all this was Hispanics. Not Hispanics, but immigrants and slaves. Back in the day when the black folks got brought over here. We was the first immigrants that came over here, not by choice. So it really enrages me when a white person say we want our country back, when you clearly don't even understand the history of America. America is America because of immigration. The Civil War was fought and lost by that rebel flag that some of you Americans still hang to this day, acting like that. You proud of that. That was a very, very sad moment in our history as Americans. Very sad. So many lives lost on both sides. But it was won by one side. Is why the American flag flies everywhere around the world. Not the Confederate flag, the American flag. Because we all are Americans. Whether you're black, you're Hispanic or Asian American, or you look, stop it. Cut it out with how come Europeans don't consider themselves European Americans? If every other nationality got to name themselves, you know, Asian Americans, African Americans, everybody got to name themselves as first name and last name basis, but then a white man, a white woman don't have to put that. Like when they filling out resumes or applications for jobs or whatever, you know, other than white people. Oh, you gotta specify who you are. If you're American, you're American. The only country that does that is America. Deep rooted racism, where it is not necessary to be a racist in America because America is multicultural. You guys don't understand that? We are. We done lived and survived, and it was one of the most fiercest countries in the whole world. But now we weak because we got a commander-in-chief that is pathetic. The way we are viewed around the world is sickening. You can't even go to countries and take vacations and say you American. And you used to be like, oh, you're from America? Oh my God, I can't believe this now. Now you from America? Ugh. Sad. And for the Trump voters, is this really what you want from your president, number 45, is to be disrespected around the world when we a superpower, supposedly? Now it's diminishing because we don't even have the support of Canada no more, Britain no more, Germany no more, France no more, Norway no more. None of these countries that have been alive because they can't trust us. They can't trust if America will lead like it's supposed to. Because right now, in the last 2 years since Trump been in office, he turned his back on them. They didn't turn their back on us. He turned his back on them. And they looking at us as Americans voted this clown in office. And still, 40% of us is still sticking with him. After 2 years of the dysfunction, the total dysfunction of his whole office in the White House has been dysfunctional. The government has been dysfunctional. The United States, period, has been dysfunctional. The only good thing this guy done was not mess up the economy that was started. That's good. Give him his props on that. But it started with President Obama, though. Because when President Obama got in office, the economy we was in a recession. You can't take all the credit. President Obama had to do the hard work. All you had to do is make sure it stayed stable, which you did that. That's the one thing I give you credit for. But uniting the country, bull. Your intentions was totally to separate us. Because I said examples like this. California, they had that wildfire or whatever, it was all blew out. Ooh. Californians didn't vote for you. So when you went out there, you basically told them it was their fault that they didn't do what they were supposed to do to make sure this don't happen. And on top of that, oh, you don't believe in climate change, you don't believe in this, you don't believe in that. So the first chance you get when it was a winter storm or whatever, oh, see, it ain't no that ain't fake media, false media. That's fake Trumpism. Anything to rile your base up, because your base is based on hatred. You know. They don't want, they want their country back. It's something that you said while you was running for president. Make America great again. It's not like America was so bad under President Obama watch. It wasn't. It was good. You may call him soft or whatever, But you soft too, because you be cozying up to the dictators of the world. But you're tough on our allies, though. Our allies that we've always been allies with for quite some time now. And you got no time for them. They too soft. But let Putin or any other of them other dictators, they do some more crazy stuff and leave it up to you and the CIA or the FBI. Anybody would come up and all agree that, hey man, hey, they did that shit. You would still look at them like, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. How? I'm confused once again that you would take a dictator word over your own intelligent community, your own intelligence community. All of them agree. They're different entities, but you still agree with the whole assessment? How? Oh, unless it's personal and you making money personally, which you shouldn't be doing as a president. So I'm confused again. How? The high-ranking Republicans in the House or the Senate is still sitting on their hands and not saying anything. And I put it again, if that was President Obama doing that type of shiesty, slick stuff that you doing, man, all hell would have been broke loose on President Obama. You already know. Y'all know. Fake. You talking about fake news. We talking about fake government now. Why they got the majority? Republicans in the Senate and Republicans in the House. They got the control of it, both chambers, and they won't do anything. And it is like, it's unconstitutional for you. A lot of stuff that you're doing is supposed to be checked by the House, checked by the Senate, and they're not checking anything. They just letting you get away with it. Because you got 40% of Americans in this country that still support you after 2 years of lying and being dishonest and being money hungry, greedy, just for the purpose of you and your family. For when you do get out the office. Because it's all about the money of it all. Mueller gonna get your butt because he gonna follow the money. The money is gonna lead to you being in trouble, and the Republicans is gonna be in trouble. And I mean, I consider myself a Democrat, but more of an independent because I go both ways. I like some ideas of the Republicans, and I like more so the ideas on the Democrats. But so I consider myself an independent. So whoever is making the common sense or attempting to make the common sense laws, that's who I'm with, you know. So that's why I'm an independent. So I just look at it like that. Common sense is common sense. Fake news is not fake when it's honest and you fact checked it. You got proof of. It's not fake news to the Trump supporters. It's not fake. They not making stuff up if they could back it up. If things come up out of his mouth, out of his own mouth and from his own tweets, he did it to himself. And you keep saying why they keep messing with him, leave him alone. No, he needs to just shut the fuck up. But he won't. He can't. He can't control himself. That's why he finds himself in a world of trouble right now. His policies for you middle-class white folks is not for you guys. The tax break that he cut is for the rich people, not for the middle-class white folks or middle-class black folks or middle-class period people. It didn't help us. You may cut a couple of dollars upward. Not even $100 per check. That's nothing. That's crumbs. But the rich people were the ones that benefited from it. It ain't again. It's not a black and brown thing. It's a rich and poor thing. That's where his policies has went, and then he kicked up the rhetoric on the border. Okay, true, our border is supposed to be protected, but not at the extent is where he done went. Where, oh man, we just got people just pouring up in here. Ain't nobody checking them. They just coming up in here. They creating gangs like the M13 or now they just doing this and no, they're not. That's another mother. That's another lie. That's another lie. It's no. Stop believing the lies. It's bullshit. It is. If you ask him behind cameras, he laughing about this stuff. He is completely laughing with his other rich people. Rich. Just looking how idiotic the Republican voters is. Just because you far right is one thing, but this guy don't represent far right, right, left, or mid left, or nothing. He don't. He just about making money. He's a businessman. Understand that. He don't care. The only reason why he was so hard out there on the campaign trail is because he wanted to keep the people in place so he can continue on getting his agenda through. He can't do it for the House. He knew he couldn't do it. That's why he went out there for the House candidates running for the Senate. I mean, the House. He was doing it for the Senate. So he could now, all he could do is concentrate on judge appointees and getting across things that he could do for as the Senate can control. He know by himself, on his own, he messed up when it came to all them seats that got lost, that got flipped in the House. He caused that wave. But he won't admit it. His people won't even admit it. But they lost for a reason. How you flip 40 seats and you doing such a great job? Just saying. In red states, all flipped 40 seats. I didn't say the House that they should have won. They should have won. The Democrats. They flipped 40 seats in the House. So that tell you, in his mind, oh, they held on to the Senate. Yeah, that's one thing. But you held on to the Senate seats that you should have held on to. You may have flipped one or two, but bro, your agenda is not patriotic. You claim that you're a patriot, but you're not. Clearly you're not. Anybody that come out against you and say anything negative towards you, you attack. Whether it's veterans, war veterans that then served this country for 30 years, 20, 25, 30, 40 years, and you come out against them like they're nothing, like they're nothing, just because the one thing you said about the head guy that led to get Obama and Bin Laden. The only thing you could say was two things. He was a Clinton supporter or Obama supporter. And he should have got him earlier. Does it even matter if who he supported or not? America thought that Osama bin Laden was behind the 9/11 attacks that caused crucial damage to our whole hookup. And he got taken out by this guy that led the attack, and all you could say, he supported Clinton. What that got to do with it? Just saying. Doesn't matter. They're military. Military served their commander in chief. He gave the order, and they went and got his ass. So what did they do? What did he do wrong? Just because at the time President Obama was in office and Hillary Clinton was running for president, but she didn't win. I don't understand why you keep going after Hillary when Hillary don't got nothing to do with nothing right now, and you the president right now as of the United States of America. Where is your beef with Hillary still? I don't understand. I'm still confused. You the one running the country. So why do you keep pointing things out about Hillary? Hillary don't got nothing to do with nothing right now. She not the Secretary of State no more. She ain't in no Senate seat. She ain't running for a house. She back chilling right now. Why are you still gunning for her? I don't understand. And why do your people still get behind the whole notion of she's so corrupt and so evil? Doesn't matter. She not in office right now. Your ass is. So handle your business, Mr. President, Mr. 45. I'm out. Till next time.